Hello! Welcome everyone to Mild Fuzz TV Live. The usual Monday stream, which is expanding in what it's doing. Oh. Because not only will we be doing trailer talk later, we'll also be doing some movie news, because me and Connor have not had time to do a movie news in a long time. So it may as well be part of the stream. I may as well look through some news with you guys and talk about what's been happening in the movie world, as well as the usual casual stuff, which we can always start off by doing. So hey everyone. So thank you for joining. Always remember that we have a Patreon. Always remember that you can super chat or just donate directly in a link in the description. And of course we can like and subscribe and all the usual stuff that helps out. Box office predictions. We can do box office predictions. We totally can. I'll even look back at the last time me and Connor guessed and see what the results were. Although it's probably like a good 4 weeks ago at this point. But we can look at box office. I actually don't remember when me and Connor last made guesses. It was a while ago. Was it before E3? It might have been. I'm looking. Seeing Spider-Man tomorrow. Didn't realise it was even out tomorrow. I'll actually have to talk to Matt. I don't think we've made plans to do anything for Spider-Man, bizarrely enough. Where are these last things? Was this the last ones? It can't be. Was the last time we guessed for Aladdin and Brightburn? Oh jeez. Oh yeah, happy Canada Day. Oh Canada. Alright, well I found them. I actually have like several pages of like notes for other things that have happened since then. Bizarrely. We'll do that in a bit. But welcome. And since it's Canada Day, and obviously Tara's one of us now, and she's, you know, our Canadian. Our home and native land. Thank you, Tara. I didn't know what the next lyric was. I've got a treat for everyone. Which I'm going to use as a deterrent every time Tara does something to upset me. I don't think I knew you were Canadian, Bob, actually. German dubbed? German dubbed version? Oh dear. Yeah, I wouldn't see a dubbed version either. Original language always... I don't even speak any other languages, I'll just always take subtitles over dubbed. So here's some background for this. So me and Tara were recording Big Little Lies just a little bit ago. And at one point her camera froze. So I happened to take a screenshot of this freezing because I thought the face was quite funny. So I might just get it on the screen. No. You need to stop teasing Tara. I don't tease Tara that much. I'm way nicer to Tara than I am Connor. Pete owns you until he forgets he has this picture. What? Sexist to who? Renegade. Don't be throwing wild accusations around like that. How dare you? Look, I've got it at the ready, and you know, we can maybe we could play a game. We could play a game or something, and whoever, if someone wins, then I'll reveal the image. All right. Oh dear. Okay, me go. All right. Welcome to the stream, everyone. So this is my song. You want to play a game? Tonight we find out just how much you appreciate life. Yes, this is your saw. Oh dear. Welcome. To be fair, guys, I actually tried to talk Tara onto staying on for the live stream, but she wasn't having it. So, what can one do? What can one do? Yeah. So, welcome everyone. We will be talking about movie news. We will be talking about trailers later. Now, I didn't actually prepare movie news as such. I thought it would be more fun to actually just sort of go through recent movie news with you guys. Admittedly, the sites that I normally use for it did tend to have a lot of fluff that would have to wade through. So, maybe over time we'll discover some better uses for it. Tara's one of us in the live stream. Well put, Cindy. Well put. Well put. One of us. Ah dear, oh dear. No, I'm noticing that Devious is like, do it. I'm seeing that up there. I missed that one before. I do think it's interesting that all the men in the chat were like, "Oh, do it! Oh, you've got leverage now." But all the women are all, "No, that's cruel. Stop doing that." Oh dear, having too much fun. Okay, let's get serious. This is a serious live stream. It's a professional, serious live stream. We don't mess around. Okay, we take business seriously. We take business seriously. Do we not? The ladies of Mild Fuzz. Decided to rewatch Dark Season 1 before seeing the new one. How is Season 2 so far? Season 2 is crazy as hell. It's crazy as hell. This is serious and with the ginger, often depressing. That was Make one with the snipe. I don't know if I've got one of Tim at the ready, but since you gave me the okay, here we go. We'll put Tara's silly face over here. Look at that. It's beautiful. Yeah, Dark Season 2 is pretty crazy. If you thought the connections in Season 1 were like wacky and messed up, like there's more. Like the tangled web that we now have is something else. Okay, I feel bad now. I'm gonna take it away. I feel bad. We let a cat in as well. We let a cat in. Oh, you're not satisfied with the photo? You don't think it's funny enough? Or I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sure I got a goofier one a while back, but it's not like I keep these things around. One screams that the camera zoomed in on Tim. Did it? Did it indeed? No weird highs or nothing. I was hyping it up to mess with Tara. I wasn't trying to hype it up as the best thing ever. You have a fail. What, a Tim freeze frames? Or freeze frames of everyone? I don't believe I do. Do you know what? Just for you guys, I'll check my folder, my pictures folder, and see if I've got any old things kicking around of Tim that's funny. It's entirely possible I do, but I'm not entirely sure. Let's find out. Oh, I can give you this. This one's funny. This is not a freeze frame, but I can get. This is a really funny image, actually. I'll tell you what I'll do. I'll replace the previous one with this one. This is something I made because Matt. This was in 2016. Because of course we had X-Men Apocalypse coming out. Where are we? Oh god. Oh, I do have a Tim one. Oh, I'll get to that in a minute. I actually have a decent Tim one. Look at that. What's this order? So Matt, because I always joke with him about his crush on Sophie Turner, took a photo at the theatre, for which I then added some text. So here we go. I'll make it even bigger. Oh. What's really funny? So you can see him poking. What's really funny about this is that he took a sec. It was in the theater again, like the following week, and he took a photo of the same standee because her arm had like been broken off, and that just gave me more fuel. I just started joking about what did he do to the standee that the arm broke off. So, there you go. So that's that, and I promised a Tim one, so I'll give you a Tim one as well. Leprechaun 2 review was hilarious. I really hope he was joking. It's hard to tell with him. It's hard to tell. Where's that Tim thing? Here we go. Here we go. I'll put it down in the corner. Doesn't have to be full. And there you go. There's a fun Tim one. You're actually lucky I had that. I didn't think I'd have one. I was just lucky that random screen captures that I'd taken a while back are still sitting in my pictures folder. I have so much crap in there. I really need to clean it out. But I'm glad we're having fun. We're having fun photo time. That was when he found out the Boy 2 was delayed. He eventually responded on Twitter, by the way, when he was back in a civilized place. Also, I like that Tim was in Canada, but escaped Canada the day before Canada Day. He literally left the country right there. Oh dear. Alright, I'll take it away now. I'll take it away. I don't think I have anything else funny with fuzzers to show you. What did he say? Oh, he just said, "You're saying this is a bad thing. Clearly just want to give me a good Christmas present." Oh, I don't know. I do not know. Yeah, I don't think I have anything else. Just double checking. Just in case there's something funny, you know? Yeah, I think that's it. Okay, we can start with photo time and get on with the stream. Serious business. We're here for serious business, damn it. Serious business. Also, this shirt is so worn out. I've had this shirt for like years and years. And you can tell because the colour is just gone from it. Oh, is that Ginger messaging to me? Ah, dear. So how is everyone? How are we all doing on this fine Monday? Oh, I'll tell you what I can do. I can reveal the winners of the Patreon votes. Next Tool to Die Young review it soon. Well, Devious, I saw you asking that question yesterday and I responded. Now, you remember how I said it would be today unless the Ginger has a sleep problem? Well, he did in fact have a sleep problem, so we aren't recording it now until tonight. So you'll see it tomorrow. I'm sorry. Big Little Lies and streams coming up later tonight though, so some stuff coming. Some people are good. Good. Have a sweet tooth, it's killing me. Have something sweet then. Have some fruit. Get some nice sweet fruit. Unless you're just outright craving chocolate or whatever, in which case fair enough. It is what it is. Oh, Ginger at it again. Yep. I watched episode 5 last night, DV, so I'm all ready to talk about it. But the Ginger be the Ginger. You got Sonic plushies finally. I mean, finally. How could you go on without them? You have to go out to get sweets. Yeah, that's fair. That does seem like a lot of effort. There's a trailer for a Rob Zombie movie. I'm not that excited, surprisingly, Bob. We will talk about trailers later. Don't worry, we'll get to trailers, and we'll do some movie news looking. We'll even look at box office because that was part of the movie news too. I'll get that up so we can do that soon. We'll do box office first. Right. I need to work out when the last time we did this was. Was it John Wick's opening weekend that we were looking at? So, yeah, we were going, oh, damn, it's been a while. May 17th to the 19th, first weekend we're looking at. Oh, dear. I will get to this past weekend, Sheldon, eventually. But I'm going to look at the ones that we guessed for last time we did a movie news to give you some closure. Far From Home getting good reviews so far. It is indeed, which is good news. Is movie news going to be on the stream from now on? It may very well be. It may very well be. Whoops. What's a whoops? We didn't miss that, Bob. That happened after we did the news. We recorded the news at the weekend. The Sandman news was like late last night, I think. It'll be on the next news. Sometimes we record the news on a Friday, but it won't go up until the Monday. And usually there's not a lot of news in the weekend for it to impact it. But sometimes there'll be a little thing that happens, or in this case, one big thing, that'll be on the next episode instead. It's just the way it goes. Just the way it goes. But no, the Sandman or Sandman. Sandman as in the Vertigo DC Comics character. Do you think cats can sense and sympathise when you're upset? I think they can sometimes. Too many shows. Yeah, there is too many shows. I'll give you that. All right, so I'm going to look at the box office then for the May 17th to the 19th, which shows you how long ago we did a movie news because we're now on the 1st of July. But me and Connor made guesses for John Wick's opening weekend. We made guesses for the second weekend of Pokemon Detective Pikachu, and whatever weekend we were on for Avengers by that point, fourth. So, John Wick was number one with 56.8 million. I guessed 40, which means I was the winner of the two because Connor guessed 25. In my credit, I actually picked something that was close to the. I picked something that was higher than the second one, but I believe it actually like doubled its opening weekend from the second one, which is actually really cool. Avengers was number two with 29 million, which is actually the exact number that I guessed that I've got written down. I did not expect that, but I'll take it. Pokemon, I guessed 24. That was number three with 25. Man, of course this is the one that we didn't do it for afterwards, because I like got the first one right, not super close, but decent enough. And then the second two, I actually almost nailed. Of course, Connor's not here for me to rub this in his face. Of course. Oh dear. Right, I won't do the whole top 10s for all these because we'd have like 8 weekends to look at. So I'm just going to go back and go to the next weekend now and look at the guesses. May 24th to May 26th, we guessed opening weekends for Aladdin and Brightburn. I guessed 60 million for Aladdin, Connor guessed 58. Aladdin actually made 91 million, which, fair enough, I guess. Aladdin did okay, I suppose. And then Brightburn, I guessed 12, Connor guessed 18. It made 7.8. So, I mean, I win because I was closer on both, but I wasn't exactly close in either of them, so I won't be too egotistical about that. So, yeah, John Wick was 24 million in the second weekend. Avengers still made 17 million that weekend. Now, I don't think we should go through every weekend up until today. That'd be weird. That'll be weird. Toy Story 4 opened to 120 million a couple of weekends ago, though. I'll mention that. Toy Story 4. So this is this weekend's box office, right? So this is this past weekend's top 10, which is what we're effectively going to be doing. At the start or close to the start. I mean, I'll always do a little bit of a casual introduction and have some fun with you guys, but the box office is always the first thing we'll do in terms of actually talking about the movies. Number one was Toy Story 4 with 57.9 million, so that held in its second weekend. Obviously very strong, and I think people were smart to stay away from it, let's be honest. Annabelle Comes Home was number two with 20.3 million. That's reasonable for a movie of that size, I think. I assume that was very cheap. Yeah. Oh, it doesn't actually say. Oh well. But it was probably very cheap. Disney has the top 4 in the domestic box office for the year. Us is number 5, but Lion King will probably knock that off. Yeah, probably. I would imagine so. And they have a Star Wars later on in the year, right? Like episode 9's this year. So that's definitely knocking things off. So yeah, Toy Story 4 number 1, Annabelle's number 2. Number 3 was Yesterday, with 17 million. That is the Beatles thing, where the guy knows all the songs, but everyone else forgets the Beatles exist. That is really weird. So that's cool. Then we had Aladdin at number 4 with 9.3 million. We had Secret Life of Pets 2 at number 5. At number 6, we have Men in Black International. We have number 7 is Avengers Endgame. Number 8 is Child's Play remake. Number 9 is Rocketman, and number 10 is John Wick Chapter 3 Parabellum. I want to click on Men in Black and talk about that's opening weekend, because I want to talk about the bomb that was. Men in Black only made 30 million. In fact, I want to also talk about X-Men Dark Phoenix, which also only made about 33 million, which is by far the lowest of the X-Men movies. But Men in Black and X-Men both bombing. We really had a period there where it felt like everything was underperforming, big movie wise. Aladdin did okay, obviously, and obviously Toy Story 4, I feel like was breaking that system, but nothing was doing huge. And Men in Black, from everything I've heard, is that it's terrible. Matt even hated it, and Matt is so easy to please with movies like that. So, I'm shocked. And then that new Shaft movie came out, actually ended up being a Netflix, straight to Netflix movie in other parts of the world. Because I loaded up Netflix earlier last week, and it gave me Shaft at the top. Hey, Shaft's here now. So Netflix original. I'm like, piss off. I don't want to watch Shaft. So I'll just look at the totals. Toy Story 4 worldwide has made 499 million so far, so doing very well. That'll lately, I don't know if it'll do a billion, but I can definitely see 750-ish, maybe 800 million when it's all said and done. What else should we look at and see the totals? Maybe Men in Black is a good one to look at. What is the total for that? That's made 219 million. I'll be surprised if that's enough to justify making tons more, at least right now. What is maybe interesting to look at here is Avengers, because Avengers had a re-release of sorts this past weekend, where they wanted to re-release it with a few bonus things at the end. And I've heard what those bonus things are, and I'll be honest, it sounds like a complete... I don't want to say scam, because you're still getting the movie, but like the bonus material that some people might have actually went and paid for to see again, just so they could see the bonus stuff, I would maybe feel ripped off, because it's not that good. It's really nothing, and it feels a bit cheap. To me, it feels like they get so close to Avatar's record that they wanted to try and push for it. But it only made 5 million at the weekend, and I don't think it's going to be enough. So, despite the fact that it was only about 40 million away from, and it's actually only about 20 million away now. But the problem is that Avengers has stopped really making much money. Made a little bit, obviously, this weekend because of the re-release, but it looks like it might not scrape past Avatar, but it's so close. Like, it's 20 million away from it, which is insane. Like, like no other movie's gotten close to 2.7 billion. And this movie gets to 2.7 million, or billion, and at that point it becomes okay. It just has to get to 2.78, and it's at 2.76. But it's slowed down enough that I actually think it's not going to scrape past it anymore. So it's insane that it got so close. But and as a fan of James Cameron, I'll be honest, I'm okay with him keeping the top spot. I was okay with Avengers taking it as well, but there's I get some enjoyment because there's a lot of people who really hate Avatar and really hate Jim Cameron. So I'm actually really really pleased that they can all suck it. So they are both owned by Disney now. That is very true. Whoever wins, Disney wins, which is well worth mentioning. Never seen Avatar. I mean, it's not the James Cameron film that I would insist you see. There's a bunch of other more worthwhile James Cameron movies to watch, but I enjoy Avatar. I'm excited by the prospect of more sequels in that world, because Jim Cameron does well with sequels. He does great sequels. He's made 2 of the best sequels of all time. I think it's a solid, well-made movie. It's not like breaking any like new ground in terms of storytelling, but I think it's solid. I think it looks good. I think it's got good music, good effects. I mean, he's a bit of a douche, but I mean, he is vegan now, so I mean. Okay. I'm still here. I was hoping you were still here, that's why I said it. Ah, she knows I kid. Okay. Wait, am I on Deadline TV? I might have been Deadline Film. Deadline Film. Because we are going to look at what's in the news. And we're going to do it live. If people want to link me news stories from this past week, and I do mean this past week, let's not look at things from like months ago. I'm too busy playing Doom to care. Ark. That's okay, Renegade. You don't have to have news. It was just in case someone saw something that specifically wanted me to talk about. Like, you know, we can do that now. Although for next week, I will actually make more of an effort to have some news that's relevant. Well, we're kind of focusing on movie news, Devious, but I mean, I'm okay to talk about that too. Spider-Man's release is really confusing me. Like, it's already made like $100 million in places, and I'm not sure where. Very odd. Are you going to watch Jumanji already? What, the trailer? I was going to do some news first, but if you want me to do trailers first, I can do trailers first. Alright, if you guys want trailers, we'll do trailers. We'll do trailers, okay? Since people want trailers. Have I got the audio muted? I do. Okay. Oh, the first one. Oh, I mean, I may watch that soon. I've got a reason to. Oh, Devious is in with a link. Okay. Bit of a potluck. Oh, we're doing Charlie's Angels. Alright, you want Charlie's Angels reactions. Kristen Stewart feels weird being the sexy blonde on the date character. So I definitely want this to be more of an action movie. This is weird. I'm used to Kristen Stewart being like really moody. Her being quippy and smiling's uncomfortable. Although Patrick Stewart's in this, Tara. So you're in. The Pink Ranger's in it though, which I do appreciate. Pea stew. really pimping out the soundtrack there at the end. Do you know what's weird about that trailer to me is that it's going for. I mean, it's doing the very fun action sort of thing, but it it's going for this kind of more slick present day thing where it wants to be like a serious action movie. All the punching and action felt like it was really going for like a more modern idea, but it still had kind of the moment at the end where they do the pose. And it says Charlie's Angels, and it almost like felt like out of place. I'm like, whoa, you didn't prepare me for that at the end. So I was a little bit like tonally, I'm not sure that kind of fit with the rest of the trailer. And I could do without the constant music, I guess, or just that type of music. I don't know. It's making me think a little bit. It's probably going to be better than this, but it's making me think of the Men in Black International trailers, where it was like really trying hard to be like, see, look, we're hip and cool. The actual quality of the movie may end up being much better than that, though, because by all accounts, Men in Black International was pretty bad. So, we'll see. As for my enthusiasm for it, like I'm, I saw the first movie from a while ago. I never saw a TV show. I don't really have any attachment to it. Seems like a good movie for Netflix. Yeah, like the idea of going to the theater to see this is not something I would do unless someone wanted to drag me to it. But I am not feeling motivated to see Charlie's Angels, but they can go for it. All right, Renegade's giving me a trailer called 8. As a horror movie. Renegade giving me a horror movie. I am shocked. Shocked. Wait, I think there's people who just assume that it used to be men, so they're upset. Oh, this little girl has such a proper English accent. It's not a superstition, mother. I have to admit, sometimes Renegade you'll send me a trailer and it'll be like a really cheap horror movie. This does not look cheap. This looks like a proper movie. Oh, South African. Maybe that's the South African accent rather than English accent I was hearing before. I can usually spot a South African accent, rather. I don't know if I'm excited to see the movie though, admittedly. It's kind of like there's so many like supernatural spirits are coming movies that they all just kind of blend together in my head until one like actually genuinely sticks out as being great. 8. Did you see the Current War trailer? The movie has been finished for ages but never got released, but it will be very soon. Good cast there. I did see the Current War trailer, yeah. Look not bad. Look not bad. Oh, come on. Alright, just getting a tab up so I can actually see some trailers for myself. Show. Another trailer from Renegade, Night Hunter, and I like that you've pointed out Alexandra Daddario, just in case I wasn't going to click on it. You're like, hey, Alexandra Daddario's in this, and you want to see Alexandra Daddario, and often I do. So we got a thriller here about hunting down child predators. Ben Kingsley's so much crap, isn't it? You can never really use him to judge the movie. I mean, he's been in Uwe Boll movies for damn sake. Oh, it's the crazy guy from Arrow. Stanley. There's a reasonable cast in this. I can't help but feel though that this is going to be a really bad thriller. You know, I can see it filling the Snowman slot. You know, Snowman, Girl on the Train. Every year we get one of those thrillers that's trying to be this genuinely great thriller, and it just ends up being this schlocky nonsense. Night Hunter. Nathan Fillion. Nathan Fillion was in the cast list at the end. Don't think I wasn't noticing that. Nathan Fillion, of course, was on the hit television show Buffy the Vampire Slayer, for anyone not keeping track. Not keeping track. So yeah, I think that movie may end up being really mediocre. But we'll see. He was on Buffy? He was in the final season of Buffy. He played an evil priest. Oh, Jesus Christ. Renegade. Keeping them thick and fast. Renegade, I am not going to watch that trailer because me and Tim have already recorded a review for it. So it's definitely not new. Oh, that's not right. Sorry. Renegade, I was blaming you. It's because Bob's other photo has a very similar colour scheme to yours. So at a glance, it looked like your image. I don't read the names so much as I look at the images. So apologies, Renegade. That wasn't you. Yeah, Bob, me and Tim have already recorded a review for that movie. It'll be up at some point in the near future. Yeah, the only thing we really have, trailer wise, is Jumanji 2 at this point. Oh, and Midway. That Sheldon just put in. Let's look at Midway. Teaser trailer. Yep, music suggesting spookiness. Or maybe danger. So the 50s? 40s, 50s? Oh, that's Pearl Harbor, that's right. So 40s, I wasn't a million miles away. This is the Roland Emmerich film. Which means I'm already out, let's be honest. This looks pretty bad. Like, it looks really over the top and cartoonish for the subject matter. Oh, you like Karen Gillan, Mako? I mean, she is pretty nice. I'm not gonna lie. Yeah, that did nothing for me. I just see like a fairly serious subject getting the Roland Emmerich treatment. It feels like an easy kind of patriot play. They wanted people to feel patriotic and go and be like, ah, yes, freedom, saving our freedom. Um, it feels lowest common denominator bullshit to me. And then also, Roland Emmerich's not made a good movie in like 20 years, so. And even then, it's debatable how good the good Roland Emmerich movies are. Very debatable. I've not seen the first Jumanji. If people want me to see the Jumanji trailer, I can look at it and talk about it. Leave that up to you guys, though. Oh, sorry, yeah, Bob. You gave me a little link, didn't you? Uwe Boll documentary. I don't usually watch trailers for documentaries. Bob, this trailer's ancient. This came out in September. We're here for new trailers. Oh yeah, Devious. I said I wouldn't do that one because me and Tim have already reviewed it. We've just not put the episode up yet. This documentary does look kind of entertaining though. F you all, the Uwe Boll story. What a title. What a title. Alright. After that, documentary looks quite interesting. They announced that the Lord of the Rings TV show will be filming in New Zealand. Really? Really? I have to admit, I'm not like a big Lord of the Rings fan, as you may or may not know. So I'm not really too fussed. They can take as long as they like. Oh, I've seen this trailer before, Bob. The Oath. Also, from September last year. The trailers are really supposed to be from the last week. But I haven't seen the movie, but I did see the trailer for The Oath before. Um, got it. Yeah, go away. Time after time. Alright, this is the last trailer. I'm done after this one. Headphones are coming off. Time after time with Asa Butterfield and Sophie Turner. Oh, Matt's creepy crush. This came out last year. The trailer is new, but I mean, it could just be a new posting of the trailer. It's getting the Netflix treatment. Ah, okay. Unicorn Store, I think it was called. That looks, okayish, I guess. I feel like I've had so much time travel recently that seeing like a light-hearted comedy, like romantic comedy doing a time travel thing, is just kind of quaint at this point. Um, but hey, yeah. No, I remember Uwe Boll's thing being that he was kind of scamming tax uh, write-offs or something like that. And that's how he could afford all of his movies. Because it's notable that he stopped making them because eventually, uh, because eventually the system that he used closed up. Oh, what's this? RoboCop sequel update. Director Neil Blomkamp has offered fans an update regarding RoboCop Returns, promising the return of the iconic original suit. Okay, cool. Good news. Good news. Yep, Endgame is not expected to be Avatar now. Excellent. Yeah, the moment the system changed, the moment Uwe Boll stopped making movies, because that was it. No one was going to pay him to do it anymore, or never technically did. Yeah. Yeah. His old films are okay. I don't know if I mean, I've only seen one of his movies, and it was like one of the worst things I've ever seen. So I highly doubt I'd be swayed by Yeah, they're going to Comic Con expands, so we're expecting a release date from then. Hell, some people who are being so optimistic that they're going to like just drop it then. Like they're going to be like, "Hey, and the expanse will be out tonight," kind of thing. That may be just be wishful thinking on some people though. Blood Rain was just a treatment they shoot with. Um, Blood Rain was horrible for a lot of reasons though. It wasn't just the script. Like Blood Rain, like the direction was annoying. The camera actually gave me a headache at multiple points. It was a thoroughly unpleasant thing to sit through. I hated every second of it. Every second of it. Hey, one day we'll hit a goal, and we will be doing another Uwe film. Shadow drops are nightmares for us though, from a scheduling reviews purposes. But we've got it in the back of our heads. We're like, just in case they drop Expanse. This is how the schedule will change. Okay. I mean, I'm not going to go and seek out any of the Bull films, but Lady Gaga may play Rocket's love interest in Guardians of the Galaxy 3. What? Well, that's a reveal. Is that just because of the movie she did with Stars Born with Bradley Cooper? That is such a weird like meta bit of casting if they go that route. So weird, especially if she's also the voice of something. Anthony Mackie's MCU contract was originally for 10 movies. How many of those has he done? Winter Soldier. I don't know if we're counting Age of Ultron because he only had like a really small cameo in that essentially. But we'll count it for now. Ant-Man, Civil War, Infinity War, Endgame. So he's done 6. So he's got 4 movies left in his contract. If we're counting the cameo ones, which they might not actually, because I know Chris Evans did some cameos that didn't count for one of his appearances. As long as James Gunn is making the movie, it doesn't really matter. Oh yeah, he probably will extend his contract because if he's going to be Captain America now, he's got reasons to do so. Yeah, Hemsworth's like, you know what? I'm not leaving this cash cow yet. I've got some more Thorin to do. I have no idea how many movies Sebastian Stan was contracted for. He's probably been in about 6 as well by this point. Cap 1, Cap 2, um, Cap 3, Infinity War. He's been in 5 maybe. And presumably the TV show with Falcon and Winter Soldier won't be counting towards that original deal. That'll be additional. That'll be like a new deal they made to do that TV show. That won't be like one of their movie appearances in their contract. Oh yeah, this was news this week. Let's have a read of this. Henry Cavill's been confirmed to play the part of Sherlock Holmes in Legendary's Enola Holmes, which stars Millie Bobby Brown as Sherlock's younger sister Enola. In 2006, author Nancy Springer launched a series of young adult novels starring Sherlock Holmes' 14-year-old sister Enola that took advantage of Sir Arthur Conan Doyle's classic characters. Back in March, there were reports that Legendary Pictures has signed up to launch Enola Holmes' film franchise. They'd recruited Millie Bobby Brown to take on the starring role, whose success in Stranger Things has turned her into Hollywood's most sought-after young actresses. Enola Holmes is a unique opportunity for Brown, giving her a chance to step up as a major movie actress capable of carrying a franchise. She was recently in Godzilla, of course. She was joined recently by Helena Bonham Carter as Alona's mother, and it seems Legendary is close to rounding out an all-star cast. This is weird. This is a weird one. Sure, we'll do Young Lady Sherlock with 11 from Stranger Things. Why not? Maybe it'll be entertaining. I'd never heard of these books. This was a completely weird and new thing to me upon seeing it. Apparently they wanted Keanu for a long time in the MCU. Yeah, apparently they've went to him for a bunch of stuff, and it's kept not working out. Maybe he really wants to. But yeah, it's not happened yet. Oh yeah, Paul Rudd's been added to the cast of Ghostbusters for next year. They released a video on social media revealing that he was in it. So yeah, we have Paul Rudd in the movie now. Remember, it's in the original continuity, and it's coming out in July 2020. At least currently, that's when it's coming out. Sherlock's sister, we know how bad it turned out in the TV show. Yeah, this is more of like a Nancy Drew Sherlock sister kind of thing, though. But yeah, the TV show. Oh, can't say I was super enthused by that last season. Also, welcome Nico after the stream. You've been keeping quiet. Maybe you're at work or something. I don't know. Oh, what? New Saw movie to start filming this month. Are you kidding me? We will be doing horror movie news on streams when Tim gets back from vacation, but that obviously isn't this week or next week. Stranger Things Season 3 is getting good reviews. I saw that. I am excited. I am pumped for Thursday. And we should have Dark done recording for then so that it's not overlapping. But oh, do you actually get Canada Day off? Canada Day is like a vacation. We don't have a Scotland Day that's a holiday. It doesn't exist. The new Saw movie will begin filming the end of this month, as revealed on social media by director Darren Lynn Bousman. In May, it was revealed that Chris Rock conceptualized the new story. This is so weird. Who knows what this is going to end up being? But that Chris Rock produced Saw movie's happening. Braveheart Day. There should be a Braveheart Day. There is no Braveheart Day, though. Damn. Yeah, not a lot of big news this week, has to be said. That was the weird thing about the movie news, is that some weeks will go by and there's very little big stuff to talk about. And then there'll be other weeks where it's like chock-a-block, there's like tons of stuff like every single day. Justice League fans urge Warner Bros. To release the Snyder Cut. How about no? How about no? Ah dear. Ah dear. Alright. Alright, guys. What would you guys like to talk about? Let me raise some questions. Anything at all. Well, I draw things on my pad. There's the shaft. And I'll do the balls later. Excellent. Everyone's so quiet all of a sudden. What happened? Did the rest of the universe like explode or something? Like, I've not realized it yet, but we're in the afterlife and I'm just on my own. Is that what's happened? What's more annoying, Snyder Cut or these Alita Battle Angel bots? Um, I've not even noticed the Alita thing, so definitely Snyder Cut. Did I see Child's Play? I will not be seeing it until I know I'm reviewing it with Tim. So I've not seen it yet. Shaft in the balls. I was joking that I was being immature and drawing a penis. I wasn't really. I wasn't drawing anything, but I was adding some humor to the proceedings, Mako, in the hopes that I would be amusingly entertaining, or at least vaguely entertaining. I was joking. How dare you? You were watching my Silent Hill 2 playthrough. Oh, that's nice. I never finished Silent Hill 2, actually, I don't think, on stream. Time got away from me on that one. That was back when I streamed on Twitch and ported things over. And now I can't stream directly on the YouTube over the gaming because the limits have changed and they've just decided that it's not allowed anymore. Which is so weird. I was actually playing some Doom last night. 2016 Doom. I was playing a little bit more of that, and I got the BFG. Finished chapter 9. So I'm ticking away a little bit at Doom. Might play a little bit more tonight. We'll see. Hopes for the Joker movie. I'm fairly excited, but the Todd directing is still weird. I mean, the trailer was pretty good. I like that it seems to be a completely weird, like, artistic movie about a psychopath forming. I don't really like that it's a Joker movie specifically, but I could see it being kind of its own beast at least, and I kind of appreciate that. I did hear that there was a script leak at one point, and there were some troubling elements in it, but we'll see if that pans out. Oh, what's this Witcher tease on Twitter? Oh, he's just standing there. I'll admit, Henry Cavill's Geralt looks a lot better from behind. That looks like Geralt. He's just standing, looking at the water, and a GIF. Or like an 11-second clip, whatever it is. When am I streaming on Twitch again? I don't know, Bob. I honestly don't know. That's Poland's ass. Oh, that's pretty funny. I don't know. If I'm going to play some games tonight and I'm feeling up to streaming, I might, but I don't want to promise anything because I'm not 100% sure. Oh yeah, I was going to announce the winners of the Patreon votes earlier. I'll do that now. So the winner of the Screams After Midnight vote for July is I Still Know What You Did Last Summer, because our patrons are cruel and picked that over the other summer themed horror movies. So I guess me talking about the first movie with Sarah Michelle Gellar in it, who, as you know, was in the hit television show Buffy the Vampire Slayer. You can, so people seem to like that, so we're doing I Still Know What You Did Last Summer for the next vote winner. Vote winner for 121 was Shoplifters, the foreign film from last year, which is cool. Obviously, we've still not done the previous vote winner. That's because we're kind of on hiatus, but don't worry, once we get back to doing Influxes, we'll basically just be going through the vote winners from the last few votes. Jack Black. Oh yeah, Jack Black is in I Still Did Last Summer. You're right. I completely forgot he was in that. You confused me for a second. And then the final vote for the Atomic Cinema Experiment, the Ace, the winner was Mothra out of the Japanese monster movies we put in there because Godzilla was on the brains when we were deciding what to put up for the vote. So we put in some monster movies. So the original Mothra is going to be in there. And I've seen that before, Renegade. I know it's not good. So myself, I am braced and angry. It's got nothing on the 3-1 a zombie fisherman that owns your ass if you have a summer secret. I imagine I Still Know What We Did Last Summer doesn't have a lot on many movies. Or most movies. Almost all movies, let's be honest. Not looking forward to watching that again, but hey, patrons demand it. patrons she'll get it. I don't actually know what streams movies going up next. I'm going to have to check. I usually tell you on this show, because why not? Where's my Scream schedule? So I can tell you what's coming up next. So you got a Leprechaun 2. Last. Oh, funnily enough, you're actually going to be getting Hagazaza, the German movie that Bob tried to give a trailer for earlier. That's actually scheduled as next. So that's the one that's going up later today, early tomorrow. So look forward to that, I guess. Wait, is it? Oh no! Oh, it is. It has to be. Yeah, it is. It is, yeah. I don't know what happened there. That's weird. I'm tinkering with the schedule right now. I'm tinkering with the schedule. I need to decide what's going up in a slot. But one of these. Which one of those did we do first? Which one is the oldest? Definitely not that one. Could be either of those. I'll tell you what. I'll put that up the same week as a sequel, since it was a short review by our standards, and then I'll put that in that week because I'm nice like that. Okay. I realise that was thoroughly dull to watch and listen to, but it's done now, so we can move on with our lives. I saw a scary movie before the actual movie, so it was funny to me. Before I Know What We Did Last Summer. That's fair. That's fair. I'm pretty sure I saw both I Know and Scream before I saw Scary Movie, but Scary Movie's definitely the one that I'd like to forget more. Even though I Know What We Did Last Summer is not very good either. I've been watching the DuckTales remake. It's not great, but it has Ben Schwartz, who I really like a lot. Yeah, I can't say I've seen any of it. Renegade. I'll always Know What You Did Last Summer. I've never seen the third direct-to-video summer movie. But now that we're doing still, I suppose we have to do Always eventually, right? Complete the trilogy. People were so thirsty for that third movie. They had to release it. Oh dear. Oh dear, it's summer, guys. I mean, it's not actually that bad today, but like last Thursday, Friday, Wednesday, Thursday, whatever 2 days it was like really goddamn warm for a couple of days. I was like suffering when I was going for my walk, which I still did. I have been consistent with my walking. It is not let up. Went for one today. But God, that was scorching heat last week, at least by my standards. Last night on Ripley's, there was a man who cut off his own ears and other operations to look like a bird parrot per se. Weird. You only cut the beard down to cool off this summer. No. I mean, I'll trim it when it gets a bit messy looking, but I have no intention of like trimming it down. I was like, I've had a goatee in the past, and I was a little bit tempted to like shave the sides, but I think the full beard looks better. I still do. So no, beard's staying. For anyone who's a fan of the beard is staying. I promise. Walking is good, Pete. Thank you, Maker. Well, no, it is. I have been doing it now for like a month. Over a month? I don't know. I can't remember when I started. What's funny though is I very quickly, because when the first day I did it, I only went for a 20-minute walk because I hadn't been walking in a long time. So I went for a 20-minute walk, and then the second day I went for a 40-minute walk. I was like, you know what, that 20 minute thing was too short. It was useless. And I really felt it when I went for the 45-minute one. And then I did that for like a week or two, and then I kind of wanted to extend it again. And I got to the point now where I'm doing 70 minutes a day. Sometimes I even lap a little extra bit to get up to 90 minutes. So I won't do that every day though. 70 is kind of my standard now though. I like it because I get to listen to like a whole podcast when I go for my walk. So you know, that's good. That's good. Oh, I'm paying attention to my beard now since we're talking about it. But no, so that's good. I I have heard from a couple of people now that they're seeing some weight loss on me. I can't see it yet. I won't really notice it until I can notice my belly looking smaller, but we'll see. Renegade, are you doing a late stream this week or skipping? No, I should be doing one. I'll get one in. I can't tell you which night it's going to be. Unfortunately, with a late stream, it tends to vary based on what I'm doing recording-wise with other people. I like to leave my nights open for stuff. But when I have a free night and I feel like streaming, I will absolutely do it. So it'll happen. Have you seen My Name is Bruce? I have seen My Name is Bruce. In fact, I have it on Blu-ray, I believe. And I like the movie well enough. It's not like amazing. It's like, it's almost like the joke of what the premise is better than the movie actually is. But I got a chuckle out of it when I watched it. It's not one that I've wanted to revisit that much. You know, ain't no Bubba Hotep, is what I'm saying. And I definitely felt like it's amazing how similar the start of My Name is Bruce and Ash vs Evil Dead felt, but Ash vs Evil Dead I think was generally better, and I think it played more to what I want to see from Bruce Campbell. I can smell stuff. I think there's a neighbor cooking or something. I can smell something come through the window. Oh, I'm hitting the mic. The Moontrap reference was a deep cut. Was it? I don't think I got it. But I will accept as such. Oh my god. Sometimes you just make a typo and it really pisses you off. Alright. Yeah. My Name is Bruce is okay. It's not great. I feel like it's one of those things where it felt kind of like a Kickstarter movie before Kickstarter movies were a thing, where it kind of felt like the Angry Video Game Nerd movie, or like other sort of things where they're there for the joke of it existing, but it doesn't necessarily justify the story doesn't necessarily justify actually having a movie. As weird as that sounds. Could have used a better script, I guess. Bruce is great in it though, because he's being Bruce. But the temperature's actually fine for the next little while. I was looking at the extended forecast, and it's about what it is today for the next like 2 weeks. So, I am relatively comfortable in that temperature. Relatively. I think it actually helps that I'm going out and getting fresh air like more often. I think it's actually making it easier to deal with it, which is good. Ted Rami is like 3 different people. Yeah. We had 37 degrees. I sympathize. I have so much empathy, Devious. I don't think I've ever been in 37, or in that case 46 heat. Do you know, like, what always gets me about people who don't want to believe in climate change is like, we're breaking records in temperatures like constantly. Like a couple of weeks ago, there was literally the record for the highest temperature ever. I can't remember what it was. It was near Kuwait. But it, like, it was like the highest temperature ever. Like you couldn't go outside. You had to stay in and keep cool. Otherwise you'd die, basically. Um, you know, it was like shockingly close to like, you know, only another like, you know, 40 degrees or whatever it was, and you'd be literally boiling water outside. It's insane. Because France as well, that 46 in France, I think, is a record for France. Like that's not normal for or you know, it wasn't, you know, like 15, 20 years ago. They didn't get close to 46, I don't think. Not that I'm an expert in this by any means, because I'm not. But I'm sure I heard that France's heat at the last couple of days has been a record. We had UV warnings not to go outside here in Germany as well the last few days. Yeah, that makes sense. Well, I mean, I guess I should count myself lucky that that's not a thing. But you know, I mean, here I think it feels warm, but it's not actually that bad compared to like actual warm climates. But geez, yeah, it is basically what it was for me last week when it was scorching. It was like 80 to 85 kind of range in your temperature, and for me that's like, whoa, I'm in hell. I'm in the fiery pits of hell. Yeah, it's just about being what you're used to. If I lived in a warmer climate for a few weeks, I'm sure I would adjust. Like all of a sudden, what I consider cold would raise dramatically, and so would what I'd consider warm. My median would completely change. If it's humid and hot, that's the worst. Oh, absolutely. Humid has definitely been bad. Mm. Yeah, it's always better with a breeze, like because the second day it was really warm last week. There was a really nice breeze to it, and it actually really helped. A nice cool breeze on an otherwise warm day is like the best feeling ever. 100-degree summer weather with no clouds. Last week when I was out walking, every time I like walked under a tree, I'd go a little bit slower because when I was in the shade, it just felt so much better. I was like, oh, sweet shade from that hellish sun. How dare you? Oh dear. Oh dear. Oh dear. Dear. Oh man. Oh. Oh. I will say this though, because I've been recording Big Little Lies before the stream on Mondays these last couple of weeks, I am very hungry by the end of the stream. So the concept of overtime is like, nah, Peter got to eat, so I will see you. Which we're not there yet. We're not at the end, but good half hour left. We're fine, but um, you know, sometimes I'll let it go a little bit, and I'll be like, no, I'll give them a few bonus minutes. Yeah, I've been drinking more water for sure, and I've been going to the bathroom more as a result. I mean, I don't think I'm up to 7 liters, admittedly. I mean, I think these are 500 ml. Um, I drink maybe 4 or 5 of these a day, and I maybe got up to like 6 or 7 when it was really warm. Warm weather makes you sick, and you don't want to eat. That's interesting. Oh, it's not. Well, it's sad. I mean, you shouldn't. You should eat, but. Oh. What's coming up actually? What can I tell you about that's coming up on the channel? Um, I mean, would you like to know a little bit more about what was teased last week? There was an image up on YouTube and on Twitter of Mild Fuzz chapters. I could probably tease some more information on that if you should wish. If you wish, if you wish, and I will wish for a dialect coach apparently. Is it book reviews? Well, yes. I mean, it does definitely involve books, but the format isn't just like reading the book and then talking about it. The title's very intentional because we're actually going to treat it like kind of more like TV stuff, where it will be in chunks per book. It won't be like one video for a book. It'll be an episode for every few chapters, and we'll talk about it only up until that point and dissect them kind of in depth and talk about them is the idea. So we've already recorded some of it. The original idea, actually, and I think I actually say this in the first recording we did, was to actually finish the whole book before we came back and started releasing it. And we changed our minds because it was just less exciting to do it that way. But we do want to be a little bit ahead so that we're always like ahead and know what's going to be in the next episode. So if people want to read the book along with us, they can read that chunk or whatever. But we're kind of seeing how quickly we're getting through it and how often we're recording, because what we didn't want to do is add this onto the schedule and make it feel like it was an impacting anything else, because we've already had to like drop a couple of things in the last few months because TV's gotten so busy. Clearly we don't really have room for like a whole new thing, but it was an idea that we really wanted to try, and so we're just kind of dabbling. It's the sort of thing where I've been listening to the audiobook for what we're doing when I've been walking outside every day. Not that we're doing a chapter every day, but on the days that we have done chapters, that's how I've been doing it. So yeah, it's interesting actually. I think there's like an Audible thing you can sign up for, so that there's a link that you can join Audible and we get some benefit out of it. So we'll probably look into doing that before the show starts. Is it a famous book? I can just tell you what the book is. I don't think it's like a big secret. I mean, we've not told you yet, obviously, but if you'd like to know the book, it is relevant for a couple of reasons. It's relevant because there is a movie. There's going to be another movie, and we were curious. So we're actually going to be. The first book we're doing is Dune. And we have recorded 4 chapters as of yet. I actually said that before Devious. I said I read that in the chat, but you did, because of the delay, you did say that first. So yeah, we're doing Dune. So we're just kind of like feeling the groove and seeing how quickly we actually keep them coming. Like, I think what we might end up doing here is not officially saying that it's a weekly show, and more just like the next one will be out when it's ready. Because of the length of some of the chapters, and we want each episode of the show to be like 40 minutes to an hour long. Theoretically it shouldn't be too hard to like do enough of that so that we're doing an episode a week in terms of recording, but we've not actually quite hit that. We've done about an episode and a half in the last 2 weeks, so we'll see what the pacing's like. Admittedly, we're very busy TV wise right now, so we'll see. But that is the plan. That's what we're working on. We set ourselves the goal of having the first episode out by the end of June, at least for patrons. It may end up being August for everyone else, but that'll be up early on Patreon, like everything else. And we might even do like a vote for whatever the second book's going to be. Well, I mean, Renegade, we're going to go through it chapter by chapter and talk about everything that happens. So theoretically, you could just experience the story via us talking about it. You know, we've been bringing up everything that happens in each chapter so far. So, because we weren't sure if it was going to work, if it was going to be like, you know, does anyone actually want to hear us talk about a book chapter by chapter like this? It's not quite the same as a TV show, but it may also be a fun way of doing it in a sort of piecemeal way. Been having fun learning to pronounce lots of weird alien words that don't exist. Ta-da! So yeah, hopefully that's something that's of interest to folk. Yeah. As for other stuff coming up, obviously Stranger Things is starting on Thursday, so we'll have the review up. First, the review of that, hopefully late Thursday night, early Friday. We'll have the first review of that up. We'll have. Let me get the schedule up. I try remembering. I can just look at the schedule. You're unsure if you want to read the book before the film comes out. I get that. I've already seen the David Lynch movie though, so I have a vague idea of where it goes. So I'm kind of solidifying just my knowledge of it with the book. You know, it could be interesting. I don't know if we're going to always keep it connected to things. Like, do we start doing the Expanse books because we love the Expanse? Always staying behind the TV show though, because I think it would hurt our reviews of Expanse if we ended up reading ahead, and because it would completely change how we talk about that show. Look forward to Stranger Things reviews. I love your season 2 ones. Thank you, Renegade. No, I mean, so what is coming up soon? Because there's a few things coming up. The plan is to get 3% season 3 done. Once we're done with Too Old to Die Young, which is going right through, all the way through Stranger Things. It's going a little bit slower. Less people are watching those than Dark, for example, and probably Stranger Things as well when that hits. Netflix shows just do better, but you know, we're looking through that. Villeneuve is doing the first book in these 2 movies, right? Not book 1 then book 2. Yeah, well, book 1, like, it's confusing because when you read Dune, it's actually split into 3 books, which are basically just 3 acts. But I think, yeah, that whole book is going to be the 2 movies, I believe, is my understanding of it. But hey, there could be more sequels after that if they want to do other books. That's entirely possible. Star Trek will be back for patrons. I want to give you a date here. It could be the week before then, but I'm going to promise you Star Trek will be back for patrons on the 16th of July. I'm going to promise you that day. Could be earlier by 1 week, but I'm going to promise you that day. I will be doing Legion again this week, of course. Hopefully the solo review was fun. Yeah, Tower's excited for Star Trek. Serenity, I do know the Jumanji Level Up trailer has dropped. I do indeed. Yeah, so that's Star Trek. The Boys is coming from Amazon, and that's coming early next month. We have Dear White People and Glow both coming back. Dear White People is right at the start of August, and then Glow is like a week later. I will be likely doing Glow on my own this year. I don't think Matt has time to do Glow season 3, so I think it'll be a solo outing for Glow. But Dear White People's back as well. Me and Connor will be doing that. I really like that show a lot. That was the real band in Legion. Okay. Have you thought of doing game reviews like movies? Not really, Renegade, because it takes much longer to play a game. And part of the reason why the idea for the book show is to do it chapter by chapter is that we can very comfortably say we'll read a chapter for a day and record that chunk. Committing ourselves to like finish a game by a certain day whilst we have all of our other commitments is actually really hard. Also, it'd be very expensive because it would mean we'd have to actually buy a lot of new games if we're going to keep reviewing new games. You know, it'd be actually be a very expensive thing. Maybe if we get a goal on Patreon that's like really high to pay for all the games, sure. But as is, not really. No. But yeah, I mean, games are such a pain to. That's why people who review games typically just review games because it's all they have time for. They have to devote so much time to playing through sometimes very long games, depending on the game. You know, I do not I don't pity anyone who had to review Witcher 3. And I love Witcher 3, but you know, that's a 60-hour game, even if you're kind of speeding through it. So if you get that and you've got like a week till the embargo, it's like, well, you better keep playing that game every day, all day for a week, and then have energy to actually write the review or in our case talk about it. But you know, heavy commitment. Don't worry, IGN is getting paid and they don't play the game. I have seen a lot of controversy with IGN's reviews in the last couple of years. That is very true. I have not visited IGN for reasons in many a year. Back when I was I want to say in high school, maybe just after high school, I was on IGN all the time. That is something that I have not done in a long time. Oops, that must have been loud. I apologize. So, you know, I don't. Obviously, I like video games. I play video games. I pay attention to some video game outlets, but I don't devote as much time to it as I do other things. And the ones that I do like, it tends to be the personalities of the people who are playing the games or whatever that I tend to enjoy. Is just kind of like how you guys like us for talking about movies and stuff. That's kind of the way I sort of consume games media these days. Cough, Resident Evil 2, cough. Yeah. I remember you helping with the locations, Renegade. Do I like Personal Shopper? You're going to watch that later. I've not seen Personal Shopper, actually. I'd heard from a couple of people it was good. It was used to try and convince me that Kristen Stewart was a good actress. Not that I was like saying she definitely wasn't. I just was like, like, because I've not been thrilled with her in what I've seen her in. You know, stuff like Adventureland or whatever. And from what I understand of Twilight, I've never actually seen Twilight. I feel like a Twilight watch or review or live viewing or something is the sort of thing that could be a nice little Patreon goal at some point. But of course, streams after midnight is the next goal that we need to hit. So I always forget she was in Into the Wild. I always forget that she was the teenager that he meets. American Ultra. I never saw American Ultra. I kind of hated the trailer. I saw the trailer for that movie so much, I kind of hated it. You and Tim should do the Twilight series on Screams. Oh, come on. They're not really horror movies. Horrific, perhaps, but not horror movies. I'll tell you what, we'll make that a goal, alright? That'll be a goal on Patreon. We'll do a goal. The me and Tim will do the entire Twilight series. It won't be next though. I mean, 250 streams after midnight. 300 I think's an overbowl goal. Maybe 350 or 400. I'll put in as Peter and Tim will review all of Twilight. But I'm getting paid for that, damn it. I'm not just doing that out of the goodness of my heart. I don't think you would like The Messengers, but you should check it out. I mean, that's not really selling it to me, Renegade. Zathura. Kristen Stewart was in Zathura? I haven't seen that since it came out, admittedly. Camp X-Ray, which is more my speed, you think? Interesting. Tim talking like he did the Leprechaun review, Team Jacob. Well, you think me and Tim will actually pick sides? One of us will be Team Edward and one will be Team Jacob. Oh god, I hate that I even remember his name. And Bella, that's her name, Bella. I've never seen Twilight. It was such this thing that everyone talked about for a while, and everyone else was making fun of it. That you came to know the core three characters. The Messengers is a haunted house film. A family moves into a farm. All the kids see the ghosts. Okay. Interesting. Interesting. Twilight movies suck. Well, I mean, the books apparently suck as well, although I've not taken the time to really find out. That said, I remember once I was in a bookstore and I picked up like Twilight, and just for a laugh because I'd heard how bad it was. I was with a friend and I flicked to just a random like chapter start in the middle. I was like, I'm just going to flick to a random chapter and read the first sentence and see if it sounds bad. Just that out of context, one sentence. And I don't remember what the sentence was. It's been too long, but I remember it making us both laugh how bad it was. And it was just a random sentence from like chapter, like first sentence of chapter 7 or whatever it was, and it just sounding so amateur and overwritten. Um, so I can't say I have hope for Twilight. Oh, my cat Firefly's all upside down. He's lying and he's kind of turned on his back and he's got his paws in the air. It's pretty adorable. Pretty adorable. Do 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 do. 50 Shades line. Um, I must say I know even less about 50 Shades than I do Twilight. Happily, might I add. Very happy to to not know much about 50 Shades. Maybe maybe me and Tim can do like a spoof. We can do 50 Shades of Fuzz. Oh. Me and Tim just read Twilight fan fiction. I never read the book, so I went to see the movie because they said it was vampires. So disappointing. I mean, I would never see a movie just because of vampires because there's so many bad vampire movies. Although it's even worse for werewolves. I mean, I always say this, but werewolves have like two good movies. You just want an excuse to gag Tim. Oh dear. Tim is a menace. Tim is something else. The positive comments on the Leprechaun 2 review were very well received, by the way. Um, we knew that would be one that everyone would like. It felt like a funny review when we were doing it. They can't always be that funny, but that one was pretty funny. Isn't that right, Firefly? Yeah, you're upside down. Your eyes are open though. You're actually like just your head's upside down. You're just kind of staring, just contemplating life. Life as a cat. What could I be? I heard The Conjuring 3 is going to have werewolves. I mean, that's random. Why would a Conjuring movie have werewolves exactly? Oh dear. It's almost eating time, guys. Can you feel it? Can you feel it? It's almost food time. I can feel it. I'll let you know that right now. There's one in Annabelle 3 apparently. Spoilers, Renegade. No, I'm not going to be surprised when the werewolf shows up. Tuh. Tuh. What's for dinner? I believe I am having a classic Scottish meal of mince and ties. I will be going and preparing that when we're done. It was either that or spaghetti bolognese with the mince. I had mince and it was like either spaghetti or mince and ties, and I felt like mince and ties. And for all of you who are confused by what I'm saying, tatties is potatoes. And normally I'll say potatoes, but if you're saying mince and potatoes, you say mince and tatties. It's a tatty. That's what a potato is. Some Americans say tater. We say tatties. Bob, don't hold back. Tell us how you feel about the Warrens. There's monsters and ghosts in a monster and ghost movie. The spoilers. The monster. I didn't know about the monsters. I knew about ghosts. There's never been a monster in those movies before. Yeah. Now, mince and tatties. Typically, the traditional thing is to like mush them together and use brown sauce, which you don't really have in certain places. I don't know what to compare it to if you're not from the UK or have never had HP brown sauce. But it goes wonderfully with mince and tatties. I especially like to get the fruity version of brown sauce, which is just brown sauce but with a more of a fruity flavour to it. And that's really nice. I have that with mince and tatties. With some peas, typically. I used to have it with some pastry as well, but pastry's really fatty, and I'm trying to be good, so... all my knowledge is of James Bond and Doctor Who. Or that's all of it's from that, okay. So you're familiar with the fish fingers then? Although most people don't actually put fish fingers in custard, for the record. In fact, I hate custard. I love fish fingers. Custard can take a running jump. Not for me. So it's funny, I'm not a big fan. Like, Doctor Who I can watch, and I enjoy some episodes. James Bond I just don't like at all. It's kind of weird that two of the biggest British like exports I'm just not a fan of. It's strange, but isn't custard a sour pudding? I don't know if it's sour. I don't think it's sour. It's been a long time since I tried it. I just know I hate it. Stupid, vaguely yellow sludge. Well, no part of it. Yeah, so silly. Dear. Which got a lot of Doctor Who fans trying fish fingers and custard. Naturally, hating custard, I did not take part of it. I also wasn't watching that when it aired. I saw that episode way later. I actually only saw that episode because I was catching up because Connor wanted to review the new season when it was coming out. And honestly, it never really did that well for us. But now that I'm caught up, it's easy enough to just do it. We just go for it. Oh, Bob's got some news. And we do news on this show now. This year's remake puts a whole new spin in Jacob's Ladder. Oh, is this a trailer? There's a trailer for Jacob's Ladder. I'm not doing any more trailers, but remind me next week for the trailer, Bob, and we'll look at it. Have you heard the rumor about James Bond's 25 director apparently not coming to set because he was He was busy playing a video game. Not even true, but it'd be funny if it was. I did not hear that. No. Yeah, what video game? That's important. How much respect I have for this idiot will depend on the video game. If it was Fortnite or Call of Duty, then I'm going to be very disappointed and he should be more professional. If he was playing Resident Evil 2, I'll say he has good taste and I'll let it lie. What's up, everyone? Everyone, today to you I will sing And I will sing. I will sing as much as I want. And I know that you're all gonna leave me because I can't sing all that well. But I keep doing it anyway. 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 What's funny is I kept singing there to wait until people react to it, but because of the delay, I actually have to keep singing like an extra 10 seconds to get a reaction. See, that's Mako coming in there with the voice of an angel. He defended himself on the news. Oh, Carrie from Canagua is the... Red Dead Redemption 2 he was playing, okay. Or would have been playing. Okay. Okay. I remember Henry Cavill almost missed a call from Snyder because he was playing Warcraft. Yeah, I mean... What was there to say to that? What was there to say to that? I don't know. Haven't lost any viewers since I started singing. I'm impressed. I'm actually surprised. In all honesty. I really am. But yeah. We were supposed to record Mild Fuzz Mysteries last night, along with Too Old to Die Young, but Connor fell asleep. So I don't know when we're going to get to that next Mysteries now, but Fukunaga liked my reply on that. Boom. Hey, good for you, Devious. You tune it out now. How dare you? Dare you? Should all enjoy my singing. Look at Fireflies. He's got his head rested on the bed. What's new, pussycat? Whoa, 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 whoa. Yeah, that was bad. I'll give you that. Told him that the stupid news article by The Sun wasn't true. Yeah, the Sun is terrible. No one should ever read anything that comes out of The Sun, or really any of the tabloids for that matter. You are the Scottish Tom Jones. Which instantly makes me the better Tom Jones, because the real Tom Jones is the Welsh Tom Jones. I am sorry to any Welsh people who are watching this or hear it later. It's just really easy to make fun of the Welsh. I don't know why. It just is. Firefly's head is now between pillows. Firefly is actually just woken up and has decided to clean his head. So he's licking his paw and he's putting it over the back of his head. It's quite adorable. Quite adorable. Oh, what's that? My phone's vibrating. Is something exciting? Is it a message from a special person? Oh. I have to keep telling Alexander Daddario not to send me pictures like that when I'm streaming. That can distract him, man, you know. We need a separate Firefly cam. We really do. Although he's moving now. The problem with the cat cam is that they move too much, you see. They move too much. I'm going to sit up again. Okay. Right, Firefly. Do you want a cameo before the stream ends? I think you do. I think you do. Are they nudes? I will let your imagination run away with you. Hey, Firefly. He's so used to being picked up by me that he just kind of like naturally puts his paws on my shoulder until he decides to move, obviously, which he just did. There you go. There's cat cam. We all know the twist. I know the twist of Jacob's Ladder. I've seen the original. But yeah. Alright, well that is going to be the end of the stream, guys. So thank you very much for hanging out. check out the content going up. Big Little Lies will be soonish. Streams after midnight will be either late tonight or early tomorrow. And you can look forward to lots of content throughout the week. Latest Buffy commentary just went up for Patreon at the $5 tier. Faith, Hope and Trick from season 3, if that's of interest. New voting will be up soon on Patreon as soon as I try and talk the others into picking things. Actually, give props to Tara. Tara's the only one out of the shows right now who's actually conferred with me to actually pick the next batch of votes. So thank you very much, guys. I will see you in the near future. There will be a late stream sometime this week. It has been a pleasure, and I will see you guys next time.